Hola YouTube, mi nombre es Marc, bienvenidos al canal y en este vídeo nos encontramos en Galway, una ciudad que tiene un poco esa vibe de que es la más bonita de las cuatro grandes de entre Dublín, Cork, Limerick y Galway. ¿Es eso cierto? ¿Cuál es mi opinión? Hoy conocemos la cuarta ciudad más poblada de Irlanda, Galway. Con este vídeo completo la saga documentando las 5 ciudades más pobladas de Irlanda. En el canal tenéis vídeos en Cork, Limerick, Waterford y por supuesto Dublín. E incluso vídeos en otras ciudades y pueblos de Irlanda como Bray, Manorhamilton, Thulls, Dunshaughlin, Maynooth y mucho más. En este vídeo no solo nos preguntamos si Galway es la ciudad más bonita de las 4 más pobladas, sino que también preguntamos a locales sobre oportunidades laborales en esta ciudad de la zona oeste de la isla. So I'm here with Eli, Scottish Eli, living in Galway. Tell me if you think Galway is the most beautiful city out of the big 4 cities in Ireland. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Galway is the most beautiful city. I haven't been to Cork, but other than that, I think it is the most beautiful city out of the big 4. I think that you get a real impression of Ireland in Galway that you don't get elsewhere. It encapsulates Ireland and the beauty of Ireland in Galway.
What's so special about Galway? Something that you would highlight? Yeah, you can come in. Yeah, sure.
I think it's such a small place. There's so much character with the buildings. Even this building we're standing in right now is from the 1800s. So it used to be the cathedral up until 1965. And then you have a building down here which is like 15th century. So you get a real rich history here and it's such a small space. So I think that's what's special about it. It's small, but it's got a lot of character.
So I'm here with Keith, Galway, born and raised, right?
Born and raised in County Offaly, but moved to Galway 26 years ago.
Oh,
and live right around the corner.
That's even better because you came here and then you appreciate it from living here.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
We are asking Keith if you think Galway is the most beautiful city out of the big 4, you know, Dublin, Cork, Limerick, Galway.
Without a doubt. I mean, the beauty of Galway is we have the ocean right on our doorstep. You have the mountains this way, you have woods, and it's not a city. It's like a big town atmosphere rather than a big city, you know. It has uniqueness, it has beauty, more than any other city I've ever been in my life. And I get to live here. I get to wake up every morning and be this. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Anything else you would highlight from Galway that you think, oh, that's amazing?
First of all, people, right? When people arrive in Galway, there's 3,000 miles of ocean. After Galway, next stop is Newfoundland in Canada, right? You have 3,000 miles of ocean, fresh breeze coming in, puts people in a good mood, right? So as soon as people arrive into Galway, they get that fresh air, right? They have music, ceol crack, music and fun, right? There's music on every day throughout the day. All bars, all restaurants play music. Good Irish people, very welcoming, very open. So I could go on. Yes.
Lots of art, maybe too?
Oh, yes. It's an artist town. Not as much as it used to be. It's more difficult for artists and musicians to survive and live here, unless they have very lucky to have a nice house or cheap rent. So because rent prices have gone up, they don't get, not as many artists and musicians get to live here anymore. It's still there, but not as much as it used to be.
Pero ¿cuánto cuesta alquilar una propiedad en Galway o una habitación? ¿Y qué tal la oferta? ¿Es abundante o es inferior a la demanda? Para investigarlo, hacemos una búsqueda rápida en DAF, basada lógicamente en el momento en el que estoy editando este vídeo. Entramos en DAF, buscamos en Galway, vemos que hay 82 propiedades en alquiler, no es una cifra muy elevada, una oferta escasa. Y en cuanto a precios vemos que hay por 2.000, 2.075, 3 habitaciones, 4.500... 2.473, precios parecidos a Dublín, incluso superiores. Aquí más abajo ya vemos cosas por 1.600, 1.400, más económicas, pero relativamente parecido a Dublín. Nos vamos a buscar habitaciones en este caso. Vemos que hay 124 habitaciones disponibles. En cuanto a precios, pues vemos 500, 600, 150 a la semana, 600, 650. En este caso te diría que precios más económicos que en Dublín en cuanto a habitación. generalmente. Algunas por 850, que ya se iría más arriba, pero generalmente precios un poco más asequibles que en Dublín.
And something you dislike about Galway? Is there something?
I don't know. The house prices, the difficulty to get housing, but that's a separate issue. But that's one thing that's quite sad about Galway, because it's such a lovely place.
What about job opportunities? Is Galway a good place?
It depends on what job opportunity you're talking about. Like in the catering, sure, hotel and catering, lots of work. In the hospital, doctors, sure, lots of work. So there's lots of jobs. Yeah, yes, there is. Yes, on many different
Depending
levels.
on your expertise.
I guess so, but when it comes to like technology, a lot of people who practice and work in the technology field have to go overseas, like London or even Dublin. It's better paid jobs. But so many different levels, especially the hotel and catering and the tourism industry, 100%.
So service, tourism.
Without a doubt. You can walk down the street, and this is mid-August. Come maybe April or May, you'd have signs on the door looking for staff. Now in August, they're still looking for people, so they can't get people to work.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of places actually have to close down because they can't get the staff.
Okay. In terms of work, do you think it's a good place to live in Galway? There are companies here.
Yeah, I think it's a great place to live and work. There is job opportunities. It's a vibrant city, so you get to meet lots of people. So you have the mix of locals and people who are travelling and visiting Ireland. So it's quite a fun place to be.
It's more like services, tourism stuff, or you can actually find, for example, tech companies or.
Yeah, there's everything. There's lots of tech companies, but there's also lots of tourism as well. Like I think Ireland does tourism so well. There is job prospects in that, and there is a need for that as well.
Anything you dislike about Galway?
Ah, a good question. Very good question.
Well, you mentioned the housing crisis, no?
Well, I think that's universal.
Yeah.
That's worldwide.
the whole island. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So if specifically Galway, anything I dislike about Galway, the water. Our water is not good. The tap water isn't good. I mean, you go down the country to the Midlands, and the tap water tastes even better, right? You have tap water this side of the town, and this side of the town tastes very different. So the only thing I dislike about Galway, the tap water doesn't taste as good, and that's a small thing.
So you would buy bottled water?
Sure. Well, I'd still drink tap water. It just doesn't taste as good as any other county.
Okay.
That's the only thing I dislike about Galway.
Amazing, Keith.
All right,
Very
brother.
nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you for
Thank you so
stopping.
much. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex. Por supuesto, el hecho de que una ciudad sea más bonita o menos es totalmente subjetivo, así que, por lo que respecta a mi opinión, aunque las cuatro ciudades tienen muchos paralelismos, muchas similitudes, quizás sí que Galway está un poco por encima en cuanto a belleza. Como os digo, es algo subjetivo, eso depende de la opinión, de tus gustos, de los gustos de la persona, pero sí que, en mi opinión, está un poco por encima, pues por su encanto en cuanto a estos paseos al lado del río me parecen más bonitos que en otras ciudades como Cork o Dublín o Limerick. Las calles principales del centro, así cuando hace sol como hoy, que también ha costado, luce muy bonito, y me parecen unas calles pues más, no sé, tienen algo más, un punto más mágico, ¿no? Pero como os digo, ya es algo subjetivo. Siempre me preguntaba en cuanto a trabajo si Galway podía estar a la altura de Dublín, parece que no, pero sí hay oportunidades. Así que espero que este vídeo en Galway os haya resultado interesante. Si es así, me apoyáis un montón en mi ilusión, no tanto un objetivo, sino una ilusión, la de llegar a 10.000 suscriptores, así que si quieres apoyarme, suscríbete de forma totalmente gratuita. Gracias por llegar hasta el final y nos vemos más pronto que tarde, o más tarde que pronto, con un nuevo vídeo.
Under the water.